live in the backwoods of East Carolina right now, headed to a very small town jail where early this morning, the inmates took over the prison. They took over the jail. They overpowered the guards, took them hostage, and it remained that way until a short while ago, where the guards, the hostage guards, have been released and are getting medical treatment. Everybody's there. Everybody's there. The FBI, the media, all sorts of law enforcement agencies are present. Because it's only about an hour from where my home studio is, we're headed up there as well to see if we can see what's going on. I can give you about 80 of the prisoners who were in the jail. Like, the prisoners are the people who are supposed to be there, not as opposed to the hostages who work there but not supposed to be held prisoner. The 80 of them have been rehomed. They've been given a new cell with a new view temporarily, and there still are about 3 or so prisoners in the jail that they're trying to take into custody. Now, the issue they have is those 3, they believe, are armed. It's funny, I just saw a billboard for the sheriff who was just doing a press conference just a minute ago. A little bit of egg on their face because the sheriff's in charge of the jail up there, and this is something that should not happen. There should be protocols and procedures in place that prevent this from happening, but here's where we are. So the sheriff has promised he's going to be fully transparent, let everybody know what is going on and when it's going on and what happened. But of course, none of those answers are available right now when everyone's asking the questions. So what we do know is that the teams, the special teams, you're probably looking at SWAT, have been able to make entry into the building. 80 of the inmates have been rehomed, moved somewhere else. There are only a handful of inmates, just 3 or so, that remain inside and barricaded, basically. They're probably in the very location that the guards are supposed to be. Those are fortified and armed locations. They have very heavy door mechanisms and safety mechanisms that prevent someone from being able to physically overpower it. But now the SWAT team's in that position where they have to get in to the same place that was designed to keep people out. So this is going to be a little bit of a challenge, and also it's a risk because these inmates, we know there are some injuries to the hostages they took, so we know they're not afraid to do that. They might have nothing to lose, and they do have weapons. So this is something that's going to be handled very carefully. I'm right now just under half an hour away. It's only about an hour away from me. It took a minute to get all the gear in the back. You can see in the back we've got our go bag. We've got our Starlink's up on the roof, giving us our internet. We have cell coverage as well right now, and we're hopeful to be able to set up in a position where we can at least see some of the action. And we've been told that the road is blocked off at the sort of the end of the road before you get to the prison. It's a dead-end road. So the police have probably kept us a little bit further than where we want to be to see what's happening. But we will we'll see what we can get to, see if we can get in a position where we can get you at least a view of what's on the ground. So I can't read chat because I'm driving. Solo had to pull over to start this live stream. So that's where we are. But because I'm live streaming as well, I can't take phone calls, so please don't call the burner phone. That will interrupt the live stream. I ask you not to do that. That just makes the picture go away for everybody. So, following a logging truck and a black Crown Vic, but it is not a police car. It's sustained a little bit of damage to the rear bumpers. I'm pretty sure it's not a police car. I think it also has a Grateful Dead sticker in the back window, which is great. All right, we make our next right on Prison Camp Road in about 4 miles. This area of North Carolina is mostly forests and fields, so you get a mix. A lot of old homes here. The homes probably date back to around the early 1800s, maybe a tiny bit earlier in a few of the larger homestead homes. But these are the fields you normally see cotton, tobacco, cattle, corn, and soybeans grown in, and passing soybeans right now. A lot of pine forests as well. We've also got a logging truck up ahead of us with pine trees on it, so he's keeping us just under the speed limit. So it is what it is. Starlink was a bit of a bear to get fired up. It was part of the delay today. I had it on standby mode because they charge like $175 a month for what we need. And I only use it when we're out doing something like this. So I fired it up and tried to drive and have it update at the same time, and it said the standby mode, it won't talk to the satellite. So I had to literally park while it updated the server, changed my rate plan and everything. So took a bit. It wasn't as easy as just clicking a button as it has been in the past. They've got implementations in place to not let you use Starlink while you're driving if you're on standby mode. So thanks, Elon. All right, so that's the latest update. If you just joined, we are headed to the jail takeover. I'm not sure what to call it, but a little jail up here, just north of me, just northeast of Greenville, about 50 minutes, is dealing with a takeover from on the inside. No inmates escaped. There's nobody out on the ground that they're hunting for. They're not going to be helicopters in the sky and drones looking for everything. Everything's happening on the inside of the building. The inmates are still within that. They believe the call that came in this morning to let the sheriff know that there was a problem in the jail. They had officers respond within 2 minutes and secure the perimeter. I think they've got a count of everybody, and they're saying that the public's not at risk. Nobody has escaped. It's just an issue of people outside the cage needs to be back in the cage. They did also mention on the press conference that was just a few minutes ago that the officers who were in as hostages, being held as hostages on the inside, these are corrections officers who work there who were overpowered. They are released. They are safe. And they are receiving medical treatment. So safe and unharmed are different. So it sounds like they may have been arrested.
In 1 mile, turn right to merge onto US 13 North.
I saw a comment just glancing. There's a sheriff there. Saw a comment just glancing at that said they might have been worried about conditions. There is some talk up here about problems with conditions at the jail. So that might be a factor into why they had the uprising that they did. If the inmates just felt that they weren't being treated fairly and they're not going to take it anymore. This is one way to draw attention to it. I can tell you from my association with law enforcement in the past and with corrections officers and sheriffs over that, there are some parts of the country where if there's a issue where the jail is losing money, they're not getting the money they want or feel they need to
turn right to merge onto US North.
To provide the services they're supposed to. A situation like this is very easy to blame on the lack of funds. If only we had more money to pay for that extra officer we've been telling you we need, this wouldn't have happened. That sort of situation. That can really drive public sentiment and flip the script on the people who control the budget to try to get more money. I don't know if there's any truth to something like that, but that's just some personal knowledge I have from years past working with sheriffs and situations like this. Now just behind the logging truck, got about a 16-mile stint. We're off of Prison Camp Road, I think.
For about 16 miles, continue straight.
Let's use the skinny pedal here and get there a little faster, shall we? Just approaching Williamston. So I'll be driving through Williamston and then headed up. Then the next stop is pretty much destination. Get away from the final destination. Yeah, that was a poor reference, huh? We're a mile outside of Williamston, Washington. I'm not sure why it says Washington. Maybe it's a turnoff for Washington, North Carolina. This is the first major road we've been on in a while. It's a 2-lane freeway, divided. So 4 lanes divided to each direction. You can see out the back the trees. This is normal for North Carolina. Trees on the side of the road that nearly grow right up to the road. This is just that's how we roll. We have more trees than people by far. So. Sheriff Jerry Beach Bridge. It's going through Williamston right now. I think it's a single exit town. Maybe there's a second one. Yes, I'm straight for 16 miles. Just about hit a butterfly. Don't like hitting those. They're pretty. Alright, more forest on both sides. So recap one more time. That will probably take us to most of the way there. Let's see. Early this morning here in North Carolina, just about an hour north of me, a very small town jail that houses about 85 inmates was taken over, where the inmates overpowered the guards and took control of the jail. That occurred about 4:30, I believe, this morning, and the call went out to the sheriff. The sheriff responded, secured the perimeter right away, and since then they've been working to regain control. A couple parts of that. First of all, they had hostages. They had 3 corrections officers that were taken as hostages, and they worked to secure their release. Those 3 have been released. They're being treated for medical issues. So it sounds like they were probably roughed up, but they have been released and are safe. Sorry, we're going underneath an overpass here. I might lose signal. We're good. All right. Once those officers were out, they also were able to remove. They made entry into the jail and were able to remove 80 of the prisoners. They're most likely still in their cell. They were probably not in mass mayhem or in a central area, but they removed 80 of the prisoners, took them to another facility. These are the people who say, "Hey, it's not me. I didn't do this. I don't want any time added to my sentence." And they're probably all cooperative. But there are still a handful of people, a handful of inmates that they're trying to regain control of and to take back into custody. Now, when those inmates took over the jail, they get into the area where the inmates are not supposed to be, where the guards only are supposed to be, the control centers, the pod controller areas. And I think that's what we have. We also know that the inmates are armed, which means either they've been able to access firearms that are stored at the facility, that will give the SWAT team reason to be extremely cautious. Just passing over the Roanoke River right now. It's a big one. It says 10 more miles to my... We're in a construction zone now, so it's a movable barrier between each lane, one lane going each direction. So the three officers, there are 3 corrections officers that were released, are being treated for their injuries. They're okay.
In about 10 miles, turn right onto County Farm Road.
10 miles on Farm Road. They're mowing the next 10 miles too. So if you're out west, you might wonder what I mean about mowing. Out here in the east where it's wet and everything grows, you have to cut back the vegetation or it takes over the roads. So they have to mow the roads periodically, or the sides, the shoulders. So that's what they're doing here. Okay, I might have lost... I think we're still there. Okay. All right. Windsor, Edmonton, 10:30. We're going to Windsor. The trees now are growing over the right-hand lane of the road. You can see behind me. So I have to be in the fast lane or else Starlink doesn't get it. If you ever get a chance to drive through eastern North Carolina, it is beautiful. And I guess you sort of get this all the way through most of Tennessee as well. So West Virginia, obviously you get a little more hills up there than we have out here. But just trees and greenery, it's just beautiful. Sort of obscures where you are so you don't know what's around you as far as towns go. Starlink wants to speed. We are headed to the jail right now. Yes, we're going to get as close as they'll let us. Hopefully there's a public information officer, like a media staging area. We're going to see if we can get past the public lines. Brought my media pass to wave out the window if I need to convince anybody that we're who we say we are. Having a truck full of gear helps as well. Cameras and stuff. The Roanoke River Wildlife Refuge. Our goal is to report on the scene, yes.
Stay in the middle 2 lanes.
Stay in the middle 2 lanes. We've been, as far as the channel updates, ooh, watermelon field. You can grow watermelon just about anywhere. They'll grow in like a beach sand. You just need enough water. As far as the channel goes, we've been building up our equipment list that's designed specifically for mobile situations like this. And we have yet to have a situation that worked for us. This one might be the first. So we're hoping that this is sort of like a test run, even though this will probably be over in just a couple hours. Or it might even be over before we get there. So but we have switchers, monitors, cameras, cables, internet, streaming encoders, just everything you can possibly want to or need to push a live stream. So as long as we have good internet, which we should be able to have with both my phone and the Starlink plugged in, we should be able to give you a good live feed. You have a Go bag? It's more like Go crates. This is my wife's new car. It's the Highlander, Toyota Highlander. Got the back seats laid down, and it's completely full of cameras, tripods, switchers, battery power, so we can be on our own power for a while, as long as we need. Hopefully not too long. About 4 more miles to our exit. How do you like the Toyota? I think Toyota makes a really good car. This particular one Has a lot of personality. I might have chosen a different one, but it's a good car. Personality is like those aftermarket features, undocumented aftermarket features. I like to call it Trident because it has 3 dents in it. So it's seen some wear. Oh, dude on the side of the road walking into the traffic, picking up trash before the mow. Okay, 3 miles. We're on Roquest Creek. Those that are following along where we're at. Microphones. I think we've got almost everything. Probably forgot something, but I think we've got enough to make it happen. Road snacks. The wife was kind enough to pack me some sandwiches, one of which I've already consumed. Peanut butter and honey. She has a trick where she encapsulates the honey in peanut butter on the sandwich so it doesn't leak out the sides. It's amazing. We've got a flat of Deer Park water as well because you can't go anywhere without that. 1.4 miles from our turn. We are in Bertie County. It is the Bertie Martin Jail Facility. And by Bertie, B-E-R-T-I-E, not B-I-R-D-I-E.
In 1 mile, turn right onto County Farm Road.
County Farm Road. This Chrysler 300 to either slow down or speed up. It's like a nice golf course or something over there. What is? Cashy Golf and Country Club. Lots of trees.
Turn right onto County Farm Road.
Right, we're seeing sheriff vehicles. A lot of them. North Carolina Adult Corrections. Looks like people are pit camping.
In 3/4 of a mile, the destination is on your right, Bertie Martin Regional Jail.
Okay, here's our media place. Let's see if we can turn around here.
Proceed to the route.
They've got us stopped at the duck through, which is way down the road. I passed it, but WITN is here.
At the stop sign, turn left onto US 13 South, then make a U-turn.
Let's see, WNCT, 9 on your side is here. I go this way.
Turn left onto County Farm Road. Turn right.
But the North Carolina Army National Guard. All right, give me a minute to get set up. We'll see if we can find some info for you. Are we there yet? Yeah, we're here. We're here. We've arrived. All right, guys, I'm going to kill this live stream and give me a minute to get set up. We'll be on Top Mark Media, and then I'll start this live stream as well. So, see you in a bit.